Today I want to present you our new Biomedis product called BIOSKY. The research, development and design of BIOSKY was done by the scientists in Russia and Ukraine. BIOSKY photonic crystals are energy-informational bioresonance correctors. There are 6 BIOSKY photonic crystals that complement each other. They are different colors plastic cards, and every crystal is tuned to its own meridians by the traditional Chinese medicine system. The size of each card is 85 by 55 millimeters, and it doesn't require a power source. All BIOSKY photonic crystals have protective and restorative properties for the human's physical and light bodies. They increase resistance to all negative impacts of the environment and help to restore and harmonize energy channels in the human body by removing all blockages. Let's talk about BIOSKY technology. Each BIOSKY photonic crystal is a complex of multi-layered bulk structure made from special metals alloys and dielectric materials. It is a reliable super high-frequency converter which transforms radiation into large electromagnetic biological fields of all water-containing structures. Its circular polarization of the right-hand rotation beneficially affects biological objects and humans. The characteristics of the photonic crystals materials are calculated and formed based on the interactions of the electromagnetic fields with biological objects, water structure, and chirality. On the next slide, we can see different examples of photonic crystals in nature in the form of structural coloration. Let's look at the soap balloons and oil slicks. Why do you think they are colorful? We see them colorful because of destructive interference which results from the waves' interaction. The waves are correlated with each other because they have the same or nearly the same frequency. There are many examples of destructive interference in flora, fauna, and mineral kingdom. For example, the skin cells of chameleon has tiny nanocrystals, same as photonic crystals. When chameleon is calm, nanocrystals are organized into a dense network. When it moves, the nanocrystals are loosened up and allow the reflections of other colors. There are few kinds of butterflies with wings made of nanocrystals. In mineral kingdom, the brightest representative of destructive interference phenomenon is opal. Photonic crystals can be fabricated for 1, 2, or 3 dimensions. One-dimensional photonic crystal can be made of layers deposited or stuck together. Two-dimensional ones can be made by drilling holes in a suitable substrate. Fabrication method for three-dimensional ones include drilling holes under different angles. Three-dimensional photonic crystals lead to more efficient use of photovoltaic cells. That's why such photonic crystals do not need an electrical power input. Now let's talk about artificial photonic crystals. Thin film optics deals with very thin structured layers of different materials. Layers can have remarkable reflective properties due to light wave interference and the difference in refractive index between the layers, air and substrate. Thin films are used to create optical anti-reflective coating on glasses, binoculars, lenses of photo cameras, windows, mirrors. Metamaterials are artificially engineered structures that have properties such as negative refractive index. They control and mold the flow of electromagnetic waves and any other type of physical wave. Light is electromagnetic wave which is measured in hertz. In bioresonance technologies, they use super high frequency, SHF, which is measured in megahertz. The nature and laws of optical range and super high frequency range are the same, and for a long time now, optics create photonic crystals with the same structures but in super high frequency range. It looks like a three-dimensional pie with many inner layers of dielectric materials and metal alloys. Now, everything with temperature above 0 Celsius or 32 Fahrenheit has electromagnetic waves. People bodies, warm walls, ceilings, floors, furniture have electromagnetic waves. There are natural background frequencies. Also, we have technogenic radioactive waves from TV, computers, phone, microwaves, Wi-Fi, 4Gs, 5Gs, etc. Each electromagnetic field has its own frequency with characteristic of intensity, phase, and polarization. Depending on how the electric field is oriented, there are three types of polarization: linear, circular, and elliptical. In BIOSKY photonic crystals, we have circular polarization. There are right-hand and left-hand circular polarization. In right circular polarization, the electric field vector rotates to the right, and in the left circular polarization, to the left. All natural technogenic frequency go inside the BIOSKY photonic crystal and adapt to its right-hand circular polarization. Next characteristic which we use in BIOSKY photonic crystal technology is chirality. Chirality is asymmetry. Examples of chirality are everywhere. Take your hands, for example. Your left hand and right hand are mirror images of one another, and no matter how you twist or position either hands, you will find that it's impossible to orient the two of them in exactly the same way. Chirality is the reason you cannot shake a person's right hand with your left or wear your left shoe on your right foot. Another of many examples of chirality are seashells, birds' beaks, DNA. Direction and polarity in DNA are also antiparallel. It has two strands with left and right-handed circular polarization. Electromagnetic fields can be also chiral and have antiparallel direction and polarization indirectly affect all water-containing structures, including our bodies. The water structure has two hydrogen and one oxygen molecules. When many molecules of the water present together, they start to form clusters. That's why all water-containing systems have a specific response mechanism to the electromagnetic chiral fields. The energy information of chiral fields is based on the interaction between chiral quants and multidimensional living organisms. In the period of 1998 to 2005, many laboratories of biophysical field and bioinformational universities made experiments of how medicine would react on the chiral resonance with left and right-handed polarization. The experiments shows that the right-handed circular polarization activates pharmaceutical drug supplements and make them more effective, and the left-handed circular polarization suppresses them. In each prescription for medical drug, you can find its polarization. It has L for left or D for right polarization. The same ingredients and chemicals in the drug can have different effect depends on what polarization it has. To summarize, BIOSKY photonic crystal is an example of three-dimensional negative index metamaterial of constructed unit cells that are smaller than wavelength of the externally applied electromagnetic radiation. BIOSKY photonic crystals do not need to be charged from electrical outlet. BIOSKY photonic crystals are charged from natural and radioactive external frequency such as 5G, Wi-Fi, TV, microwave, etc. They convert harmful and neutral frequency to the frequency which will improve your wellness. To see how BIOSKY photonic crystal works, you can make a simple experiment at your home. First, prepare a strong saline solution by dissolving any salt of boiling water. Then cool it off till it's warm and put a couple of saline water drops on 2 laboratory glass slides. The glass slides should be distanced from each other about 5-6 meters so there is no interference. Put BIOSKY photonic crystal under one of the glass slides. As water becomes room temperature, you will start to see crystallization of the salt. On the right glass side, you can see that the salt crystals are tiny and spread out all over the surface of the water drop. This water was treated with photonic crystal and had been structuralized. On the left glass side, you can see the bigger salt crystals, mostly by the edge of the water drop. This water is very dense. Practical use of photonic crystals. BIOSKY photonic crystals improve supplements, food, medical pills efficiency and potency. Quality and taste of any food, any drinks including alcohol. Water for plants, growth and seed germination. And other uses. You can change negative mental and emotional states to positive state by drinking and eating structured water and food. You can put crystal on the area where it hurts to reduce pain and speed up healing. You can use crystal with device Biomedis Trinity to amplify the effect of bioresonance. You can clean your energy channels, activate the flow of chi and blood. Who should use BIOSKY photonic crystals? People with nervous and endocrine system disorders, illness symptoms without obvious reasons or diagnosis, sexual disorders, regular headaches, psycho-emotional disorders such as tearfulness, emotional outburst, irritability, moodiness, aggression. People who tired quickly, feels unreasonable exhaustion and lack of energy, who want to improve neural connection and develop mental power. After 1 to 2 months of using BIOSKY crystals, you will increase energy, restore energy field, organs, vital signals, mood, mental, psycho-emotional and physical health. Regular use of BIOSKY crystals improve body-mind well-being, boosts the body self-healing mechanism, protects from negative impacts. Red BIOSKY photonic crystal is the main one out of a set. It can restore physical body and aura after negative energy-informational influences, neutralize the influence of adverse energy flows such as negative torsion fields, Hartman's net, Charis grids, geopathogenic zone, etc. Protect against the negative effects of radioactive frequencies and electromagnetic smoke, structure water. Red BIOSKY photonic crystal is tuned to 2 main meridians, triple heater and pericardium. It has specific properties such coordinates activity of all internal organs and eliminate imbalances between the organs, improves endocrine and nervous system, increase mental activity and normalize the brain's processes, regulates psycho-emotional activity, improve emotional aspect of sexual nature, conducts inner flow of energy. General recommendation. If you use crystal constantly, periodically change its location on the body and avoid long time use on the heart zone. During sleep, put photonic crystal with its flat side towards your body at the distance 30-40 centimeters. To structure water and water solution, use non-metallic container and place it on top of photonic crystal. The sufficient treatment time for the water solution up to 3 liters is 3 minutes. Water keeps its property for at least 24 hours after treatment. It is recommended to drink 25 to 30 millimeters per 1 kilogram of weight every day. It is recommended to use 2 identical BIOSKY photonic crystals to purify and harmonize energy channels. There are 2 techniques which recommended by Biomedis company. First one, put 1 photonic crystal under the left foot and the second photonic crystal in the right palm for 5 minutes, then switch side. Second, place 1 photonic crystal under your coccyx in the area of the root chakra and the second photonic crystal above your throat or third chakra for 5 minutes.